for Sunday reads. So this week I read 2 books. I finished The Wandering Fire by Gavriel and WebMage by Kelly McCullough. The Wandering Fire is the second book in the Fiona of Our Tapestry, which I'm reading as a group read with Sabrina at Sticacino's seasonal book club. And there's one more book to go, but I didn't really enjoy the first book, as you may have heard, and the second book was off to a bit of a rough start, but actually as the book changes and so the premise of the first book is that these people are sucked from like our world into the main world, and which is a fantasy world, Fiona of Our. And I was having trouble like meshing the two, and the two were just way too different for me, and I felt like I was pulled out of the story every time, you know, the modern world was referenced. But as the story has gone on, they've pulled more and more out of the modern world and focused completely on Fiona of Our, and that has been a lot easier for me to handle. So I have actually enjoyed the rest of the second book. So I'm thinking that I will probably enjoy the third book. We will see how that goes. I also read WebMage by Kelly McCullough, the first in the WebMage series, and it came out in like 2006 or something. This was recommended by Michael at Bitten by Radioactive book, I think late last year sometime. And the premise of this book is just really cool. It focuses on Raven, who is the grandson of Lachesis, the middle of the trio of fates, Clotho, Lachesis, or I don't actually know how you pronounce that, and Atropos. And as time has gone on, they have shifted from just typical magic into coding and programming. They've sort of moved along with the times. So it's kind of like a sort of cybermancy thing going on, and it's really cool. It's a really fun read. I gave it 4 stars because it was just it was just interesting, and it sort of circumvented some of the stereotypes of fantasy, especially like mythology fantasy. Of course it adhered to some of them as well, but I did like where he was going with it, and it was a fun read. If you enjoy mythological fantasies or present-day versions of mythology, then you would probably enjoy this book. It's good. I definitely recommend it, and I will be continuing the series for sure. Next week I'll be reading The Sign of the Unicorn, the 3rd book in the Chronicles of Amber series, which I'm also doing as a group read. And I started it, and I'll be honest, I'm pretty much skimming through the first like 20% of it, because it's random telling a story and it's super detailed, and I'm not really seeing the point of it. So I guess we'll see what happens. I'm not super stoked about it, but maybe once all of this exposition is out of the way and I can figure out what's actually going on and there's actually forward movement in the story, maybe I will be enjoying it more. We'll see. I'd also like to go ahead and start The Setting Sun by Osamu and Dazai, if at all possible this week, but I've been feeling kind of overwhelmed. I haven't been reading as many books that I love, that have really enjoyed. I've been reading a lot of stuff for, you know, group and buddy reads that I've been a little bit underwhelmed by, so I may still end up going with something light like Omega Days, a zombie story. I know that doesn't sound light, but for me it's not something I have to really think a lot about, so and it would still be entertaining for me. I love zombie fiction, so maybe I'll do that instead. I guess we'll just have to see what happens. So yeah, I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. If anything interesting or cool happened, please let me know. I was sort of out of touch last week. I didn't watch any videos during the week, so I'm sort of slowly trying to catch up with those. I apologize because I had to do a lot of stuff for work after hours, so I didn't really have a lot of time to catch up with things. But yeah, anyways, I hope you're having a good weekend and that you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time.